welcome back to a very exciting video. I am not at my home. I am at an Airbnb with my dear friend Amanda, and I will link all her stuff down below. Amanda is an amazing creative, an author, web designer. She does so many amazing things, and she decided to book and rent out an Airbnb for a few days so she could do some photography and reshoot some things for her business, and invited me to come hang out. So here I am, and I'm very excited for this little kind of creative date retreat that we have for ourselves. This space is super cute, super inspiring, and I'll give a little tour of sorts in a second. But yes, we are hanging out this evening, having a little creative hangout, and I brought all of my sketch stuff, my pens, pencils. I brought some charcoal pencils that I'm going to try that George got for me. Haven't tried them yet. Kind of intimidated by them actually, so that'll be fun. And Amanda right now is doing some drawing as well, and that's just what we've been doing so far. And I think we're also gonna go get some food and do dinner in a little bit. But that is the plan, at least for now. So welcome to our creative date. So let me do a quick just tour of sorts, as much as Amanda will let me show. So let's do that. Here is the kitchen as you walk in. Here's the living room. I've already unloaded all of my sketchy stuff at the moment. This place is super cute. Bathroom is in there. Here is a spare room. There's two beds. This is the one I was just filming and talking to you guys in. Very cute. A very dark but cute little hallway situation. And this is the main bedroom where Amanda's staying, and I won't show her stuff. But this is a little cute seating area with these little hooks. And here's some of the bed details. You gave me that I used. So while you watch me attempt to draw a fractor for the first time, I thought I would chat about something that's been on my heart, revolving around cultivating a slow creative practice, dealing with creative ruts or blocks, and overall just normalizing rest when it comes to working on our passions. And really normalizing rest in every aspect of our life outside of our hobbies, because that's even more important in my opinion. I'm talking about work and friendships and socializing, all those things, guys. I recently shared in my Instagram stories how after I came back from a weekend getaway visiting my parents, that I was just exhausted. Like, doing the bare minimum was the only thing I could do the entire week after I got back. And obviously this had an impact on my creativity and creative goals and YouTube. I ended up skipping a week of uploading because I had zero capacity to edit the video I was planning to upload next. The creative juice was just not there, and I didn't really draw that much that week either. I literally just got up, went to work, came home, and did nothing, and repeat. And this is exactly why I wanted to talk about this topic. It is okay to take a step away from our commitments and rest. Because we are humans, we are not robots. Society wants us to produce and be productive, and if we aren't doing those things, i.e. we choose being instead of doing, society makes us feel shame, and then we enter the cycle. Society's job is to make us feel bad about resting, because if we rest, capitalism cannot thrive. And if you're a goal-oriented person like me, this can have an impact on you. I know for me it does. If we want to grow something, we are made to believe that we have to hustle and we'll get to where we want to be. And if we want to reach our goals, we have to make sacrifices. Otherwise, we'll fall behind. As a creative person, I often feel like I need to always be creating something and sharing it. But that's not normal. Constant output is not normal. Consistency is not normal. Consistency is part of the capitalistic system we live in. We are told we need to be consistent to reach our dreams and goals. But how can we be consistent when we are not machines? How can we be consistent without burning out in the process? That is why inconsistency is resistance. Choosing to grow slow is resistance. Choosing to go against what society is expecting of us is resistance. Choosing to cultivate a slow creative practice is resistance, and also a revolution. So what does a slow creative practice mean? Well, it can look different for everyone, but I just want to kind of share two things about my creative practice and how I'm approaching it in a slow, balanced way. So the first thing is that I give myself breaks and rest periods. So while I have a daily goal to draw in my sketchbook on a daily basis, I allow myself to have 2 rest days each week. This means that my goal is actually to draw 5 days a week, not every single day, meaning 7 days a week. This also means that I take shorter bursts of creative rest periods throughout my week, and that allows me flexibility in showing up to my sketchbook. It also creates a low pressure environment where I don't feel forced to draw something, and it allows me to take care of myself throughout the week, which is very important for my mental health and creative sustainability. I am very much against the whole strategy of grinding and hustling when you're learning something new or trying to build something. A personal example is growing a YouTube channel. The main strategy I see and have been taught is that you need to be consistent and post all the time and niche down to grow your audience. Once you grow a big audience, then you can essentially scale back on your posting schedule, create less niche videos, and overall have a more laid-back environment, in theory. In other words, overwork yourself the first few months or years until you make it big, and then you can rest. In other words, prioritize output over yourself, and then you can rest. In other words, burn yourself out, and then you can rest. But what if we don't want to burn ourselves out? What if we want to have a balanced practice? What if we don't want to niche down? Oh, then we're told we'll never get to where we want to be. It'll take forever to reach our goals. You'll never grow an audience. The problem with this for me is that I don't want to niche down, I don't want to post all the time, and simply I need to have rest periods. Otherwise, I will burn out. And I just don't want to burn out. The second tidbit of my slow creative practice is that I give myself grace by incorporating flexibility into my practice and overall how I approach and achieve my goals. I know giving yourself grace and being kind to ourselves is easier said than done. In the grand scheme of things, the act itself is a habit that needs to be practiced over time. But once you practice it enough, it becomes inherent and you start approaching things with a fresh mindset. Like goals and building habits, we can't expect ourselves to be perfect and stick to our goals perfectly every time. That's why I embrace going with the flow and flexibility. So what does flexibility mean to me? For YouTube, it means having a loose upload schedule, i.e. I try to post on or around the weekend. I don't beat myself up for not posting at the same exact time every single week. And since YouTube is a side project and not my main gig or source of income, I allow myself to deprioritize it when other things come up, such as resting after a busy week or just not having any creative juice to create something. For my drawing goal, flexibility means only committing to drawing at least 5 days a week, and then allowing myself to have 2 days to not have to show up to my sketchbook. Flexibility can look different for everyone. Another way to view it is that you're essentially creating boundaries. You know your limits and you plan in advance for accommodating your capacity. This isn't something that you can create overnight. Sometimes we have to experience exhaustion and burnout to know our limits, and that's okay. So now we're making a very quick trip to Michael's, which is such a creative, fun activity for us to be doing. Amanda needs some more markers, and I don't know, maybe I will find something as well. So let's go to Michael's. Good morning, friends. It is Monday. I am heading back over to Amanda's Airbnb for co-working. I am working on archive stuff today, so we're just gonna hang out and enjoy the nice Airbnb. Last night was really fun. I did a lot of drawing and sketching and coloring and tried out my new charcoal pencils, colored pencils, which were really fun. I am not much of a charcoal person and don't really know all the different kinds of colored pencils, so it was really fun to try those out. It was a hassle to get them sharpened because my sharpener, I think because the pencils were bigger than a normal size like #2 pencil, which is what the sharpener I guess is meant for, so probably should get a better sharpener at some point. But yeah, we're going to get some acai bowls for breakfast and some coffee at the local coffee shop. I am loving the whole like staycation vibe that is going on with this place and hanging out with Amanda, so I hope you guys are enjoying it too. So let's go do some work.